Hello everyone, my name is Jully-Alma Taveras, also known as Investing Latina, and I am your profe for this week's lesson. We'll be focusing on two very important things, saving money and investing it. I'll be giving you a few strategies around budgeting, I'll explain different savings accounts, and then we'll work our way up to investing through retirement accounts. Saving money is just the beginning, o sea, los primeros pasitos como una bachatita, and step by step you build up las cuentas that will give you and your familia not only financial security, but also generational wealth. So get ready to take notes con lápiz y papel or write on your phone. Hey, if you want, you can even make a TikTok of the things you learned. Be sure to tag us. Now let's get started. So why is it important to save? When we make money, we can do two things with it, save or spend. We spend on things we need and also things we want. Although spending can be so much fun, having savings is one of the most powerful things that we can do to establish a strong financial foundation. Saving is like building una casita. It does take time, effort, and commitment, but it's really rewarding once you have savings and feel that extra bit of security. This security is going to open up doors and opportunities for you in many ways, like investing, which we will of course get to. One of the keys to saving and spending wisely is to create a plan or budget that gives your money a job. Every single dollar you earn should get a job. Yes, give it responsibilities. Some of it should take care of you, some of it should allow you to enjoy life. There are needs and wants, and making it very clear for yourself what a need and a want is will help you make the best decisions with your money. Here are some examples of needs: food, ropa de trabajo, shelter. Here are some examples of wants: comida afuera, hitting up the club, fin de semana en la playa, all the extra stuff. When you earn money, right from the start, you want to spend wisely on needs and wants, all the while putting money away to develop a cash reserve for future expenses. You also want to set short-term and long-term goals, and you absolutely need an emergency fund. Every single person does for unexpected situations. Trust me, in life, they happen more often than we seem to think. So savings is kind of the beginning of it all, right? It's where we start laying down the foundation to our financial house. Little small bricks start to stack up one by one until you have a wall, and then another wall, and then the third until you've built the 4 walls of your house. That's exactly how you have to think about savings. Each brick is $25. You start with 1, and maybe it's 1 per week, or maybe it's 1 per month, depending how much you're making. Whatever it is that you can do. But I do want you to decide today how much each brick will be and lay that first one down. The reason why this is so important is because in order to build this house, in order to have this beautiful casita of savings, you have to set a specific goal. And I want to invite you to set big goals. For example, you can say, my goal is to save $4,000 in the next 12 months. In order for you to reach that goal, you have to save about $75 per week. That's 3 bricks per week. Not bad, right? This is how you reverse engineer your goals. Think about the final goal, then divide it by your timeline to get your weekly savings goal. Oh yeah, and be sure to stay consistent. Don't give up. Once you see the account growing, you start building money confidence. The same confidence we feel when we get a fresh haircut or we get our nails done. It feels good, right? That's the power and the confidence that we feel when we start saving for our future self. Mommy always told me growing up to save my money and not spend it on basura innecesaria. Did I listen? Maybe. Did I spend way too much on Chipotle when there was comida en la casa? Guilty. But eventually it started to sink in and I began saving. And speaking of sinking in, that's one of the strategies that we will discuss. Sinking funds. Sinking funds are essentially creating small mini funds for the different categories that you spend money on. These categories can be needs or wants. They can be for things you spend on repeatedly, like rent or school, or on things that you spend on once in a while, like el fin de semana en la playa. So imagine in your checking account, you have all your money together. It can make it confusing to decide what part of this money is for my needs and what part can I use for my wants. Well, when you create sinking funds, you no longer have to guess. You determine how much money should go into each category, and then you separate your money into each fund. Only if you have money in that fund can you spend it on that category. Examples of sinking funds: self-care fund, haircuts, manicures, gym memberships, new clothes, running sneakers, school clothes, dresses para la fiesta, birthday and holiday fund, Navidad, Tres Reyes, los cumpleaños, travel fund, gas for your car, weekend trips para la playa, or trips across the globe, pet care fund, la comida and other things para tu chihuahua, tech fund, AirPods, computadora nueva, or the new iPhone. You can create as many sinking funds as you'd like, depending on your lifestyle and needs. For many of us Latinx, helping our parents is very important. Often they rely on us, so you may want to create a sinking fund for that too. There are apps that can help you do this, and some bank accounts even offer this feature. If you get paid in cash, you can create sinking funds by using envelopes. Each envelope will have a fund title on it, and you fill them up as you earn money. Short-term and long-term goals. As I mentioned earlier, you want to establish goals. There are many different kinds of goals, but they can all usually be classified as either short-term or long-term. Short-term goals are for the things you'll need in the coming months or within a year or two. Long-term goals can be goals in the future, beyond 3 years and maybe up to 40 years from now. Here are some examples of short-term goals. Save to pay your annual car insurance. Save for textbooks at school. Save to buy a pair of zapatos nuevos. Pay off a small credit card. Save for a yearly vacation. Save to get a car repaired. Here are some examples of long-term goals. Save up to buy a car. Save the down payment for una casa. Save up to have a baby. Save for your retirement on the ranchito of your dreams. Save to buy your parents the home they always wanted. Notice that the short-term goals require less money than the long-term goals, so they are much easier to achieve. Those long-term goals will require time, sacrifices, and dedication to accomplish, but they are all absolutely possible. Emergency fund. Now that you've established sinking fund categories and you've classified short-term and long-term goals, let's talk about emergency funds. An emergency fund will be your paracaídas. It's your parachute. It's going to protect you from a scary fall. When something unexpected happens, like a job loss, medical emergency, sudden death in the family, you open up your parachute. Some people decide that their emergency fund will be 6 months, and some might even choose to save 1 year's worth of expenses in an emergency fund. This will be totally up to you. Just get started and build up $25 at a time. To recap, we discussed saving is the foundation of our financial house. It's important to save for future expenses and to make sure that we're covered. Using sinking funds or mini saving funds to slowly deposit money with each paycheck helps you keep your money organized. There are short-term goals like buying a new dress for your primitas quinces, or long-term goals like buying a house for your future family. Classifying will reduce stress because you know which goals you have more time to accomplish. Work on that emergency fund. Work on 3 months and then work your way up. Remember, you can start small, $25 per week or $50 per month. Never think it's too small and just keep stacking those bricks. You can set your big money goals and then reverse engineer how to achieve them. The money confidence will come with time and consistency. I'll see you in the next class.